When Alexander the Great died suddenly in Babylon at the age of 32, he left behind the largest empire the ancient world had ever seen. He had no clear heir, leaving his ruthless generals to instantly begin tearing the empire apart to claim pieces for themselves. But there was one ultimate prize that every single general craved. It wasn't a city, it wasn't a treasury of gold, and it wasn't a crown. It was Alexander's own body. In the ancient world, it was believed that the land where a conqueror was buried would become spiritually invincible. Controlling his corpse meant controlling the absolute right to rule. What followed was a beautifully planned, incredibly dangerous military operation, the greatest body heist in human history. For 2 long years after Alexander's death in 323 BCE, his top general in Babylon, Perdiccas, kept the body embalmed while hundreds of craftsmen built the most luxurious funeral carriage ever created. This thing was a literal rolling fortress. It was a massive, vaulted roof made of solid gold, supported by columns, filled with golden statues of victory, and carrying a sarcophagus made of hammered pure gold. The entire structure was so incredibly heavy that it required 64 royal mules just to pull it a few miles. Perdiccas's plan was simple. He was going to march this massive golden convoy from Babylon all the way back to Macedonia, Alexander's homeland, to bury him there and solidify his own power over the empire. The procession was escorted by an entire army of elite Macedonian soldiers. It moved at a snail's pace, throwing up massive clouds of dust as it rolled across the Syrian desert. It was completely impossible to miss, and it looked completely unassailable. But thousands of miles away, ruling over Egypt, was another one of Alexander's childhood friends and top generals, Ptolemy. Ptolemy was incredibly smart. He knew that if Perdiccas successfully brought Alexander's body back to Macedonia, Perdiccas would become unstoppable. Ptolemy wanted Egypt to be independent, and he realized that if he could somehow bury Alexander in Egypt, it would legitimize his new kingdom and turn Egypt into the center of the civilized world. But how do you steal a golden sarcophagus guarded by an entire army? You don't just attack it head-on, you plan a perfect ambush. Ptolemy put a secret military strike force together and marched them out of Egypt, moving silently through the night into the Syrian desert, tracking the slow-moving golden caravan. He waited patiently for the exact moment the caravan reached a vulnerable choke point along the Euphrates River route. In late 321 BCE, Ptolemy struck. His fast-moving cavalry and elite troops ambushed the funeral procession. The battle was chaotic, swift, and highly coordinated. Ptolemy's men didn't try to defeat the entire Macedonian guard. Their sole objective was to isolate the massive golden carriage. They overran the drivers, cut down the immediate defenders, and seized the reins of the 64 mules. Before the rest of Perdiccas's army could organize a full counterattack, Ptolemy's forces forcefully hijacked the entire multi-ton golden fortress, turned it completely around, and began driving it south toward Egypt at maximum speed. When Perdiccas found out that the talismanic corpse of Alexander had been stolen right out from under his nose, he was completely humiliated and completely furious. He immediately mobilized his main army and launched a full-scale invasion of Egypt to get the body back. But Ptolemy had already safely crossed the Nile, securing the stolen king behind massive stone fortifications. The heist changed the course of world history. Perdiccas's invasion of Egypt failed miserably. His own frustrated soldiers turned on him and assassinated him in his tent. The empire shattered permanently. Ptolemy, meanwhile, used his massive prize to build the wealthy Ptolemaic dynasty, the very same dynasty that would rule Egypt for the next 300 years, ending with Cleopatra. He placed Alexander's body in a magnificent, custom-built royal tomb in the new capital city of Alexandria. For centuries, the most powerful people in history, including Julius Caesar, Mark Antony, and the Roman Emperor Augustus, traveled to Egypt just to view the stolen, preserved body of the conqueror through a crystal sarcophagus. But here is the final, ultimate mystery. By the end of the 4th century CE, the Roman Empire adopted Christianity and banned pagan monuments. During the chaos, all records of the Grand Tomb completely vanished. Somewhere beneath the modern, bustling streets of Alexandria, Egypt, the stolen body of Alexander the Great still lies hidden in the dirt, waiting to be found. History is filled with bank robberies and art heists, but nothing compares to the day an ancient general stole the most powerful corpse on earth to build his own empire. If you found this wild chapter of genuine ancient history exciting, make sure to slam that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Leave a comment below. Do you think archaeologists will ever find Alexander's lost tomb, or should it stay hidden forever? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.